7 steps to reprogram your mind in 21 days, guaranteed. Rise and transform. Reprogram your mind and transform your life forever. This is a wake-up call. What if, in just 21 days, you could change everything? What if the miracle you're waiting for isn't outside, but within? This isn't just another challenge. It's a silent revolution. A total reconfiguration of your mind, body, energy, and spirit. Today, I present to you the 7 steps that will shift your mindset, awaken your faith, and elevate your frequency. Welcome to the rebirth of your highest self. We live in a world that programs us daily, telling us who we should be, what we should want, how we should think. And without realizing it, you've been living on autopilot, reacting, repeating, surviving. But deep in your soul, you know this truth. You were made for more. You weren't born to walk in circles. You weren't born to settle. You were born to manifest purpose, to be a vessel of light, to expand the kingdom from within outward. Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Ephesians 5:14. Today, I don't just want to speak to your mind. I want to speak to the part of you that's tired of pretending, tired of procrastinating, tired of living beneath your potential. This isn't a challenge of rigid discipline, it's a challenge of true transformation. Because in just 21 days, you can rewire your mind. You can break old patterns. You can reconnect with the divine energy of God that already lives in you. What would happen if for 21 days, you spoke to yourself with love every morning, visualized your life as already fulfilled, read something uplifting, moved your body with reverence, and expected, without exception, that something good is about to happen? Who would you become? And what if I told you that version of you already exists? It's just waiting for you to take the first step. I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Choose life. Deuteronomy 30:19. This challenge is not external. It's an inner journey, a homecoming, a soul awakening. I don't promise comfort, but I promise truth. And when you live from truth, everything changes. Your inner dialogue creates your reality. The mind is fertile ground. Whatever you plant with your words grows in your life. There's a voice inside you that never stops speaking. That voice is you, speaking to yourself, and what you say either builds you or destroys you. Every thought is a seed. Every word is either water or poison. Your mind is an invisible garden. If you don't intentionally plant flowers, weeds will grow on their own. Negative thoughts don't ask for permission. They just need a sleepy heart to take root. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Luke 6:45. No one speaks to you more than you, and the tone of that voice, your inner dialogue, determines how you walk through the world, with shame or with power, with doubt or with determination. Bob Proctor once said, "The most important conversation of your life is the one you have with yourself when no one else is listening." That phrase you keep repeating, "Nothing ever works for me. I'm not capable. I never have good luck." It's not just a complaint. It's an affirmation. A silent decree your subconscious accepts without question. Affirmations are spiritual commands, direct messages to your subconscious mind. Declarations sent into the universe. Let the weak say, "I am strong." Joel 3:10. Each morning, stand before the mirror. Speak 3 affirmations with intention. Write them down. Carry them with you. Replace every negative thought with a chosen truth. Create a reprogramming journal. Each day, write down a limiting thought, and next to it, write a spiritual truth to replace it. Example: limiting belief, I'm not enough. Spiritual truth, I am divine creation, complete and filled with purpose. Throughout the day, if you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause, breathe. Declare a new truth quietly to yourself. Do this until your mind becomes used to your new voice. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. Each night, reflect. How did I speak to myself today? Did my inner dialogue lift me or limit me? And say this with love: tomorrow, I'll speak better, because my voice creates my atmosphere, and my atmosphere creates my destiny. See it in the soul before you see it in the world. The power of visualization. Nothing great is ever created on the outside without first being formed in the sacred silence of the mind. Close your eyes. Not to sleep, but to awaken your divine capacity to create. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is not imagining something false. It is remembering what's already real on another plane. It is a spiritual download, a preview from heaven, a vision that waits for your belief to give it form. Call forth those things that are not, as though they were. Romans 4:17. When you combine a clear image with an elevated emotion, you're not just hoping, you are programming your future. You are aligning your body, your energy, your frequency, and your actions with a reality that already exists in the realm of spirit. Visualization is not fiction. It's creation. It's spiritual rehearsal. It's training your subconscious mind to accept a new normal, a new identity, a new destiny. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, when you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you move into a new future. So ask yourself, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel? Who's with me in that future? How does this version of me walk, speak, act? Feel it in your skin. Breathe in the atmosphere. Smile as if you were already living it. Because in truth, you are. You're not pretending. You're remembering. You're reclaiming a vision that was always yours. Each morning, spend 5 sacred minutes visualizing your ideal life. And again, each night before sleeping. But don't watch the scene from the outside. Become the main character. Step into the vision. Live inside it with your heart, your senses, your faith. Imagine the conversation, the people around you, the music playing, the emotions flowing. See yourself succeeding, thriving, walking boldly in purpose. And after every visualization, finish with words of power. Thank you. This is already mine. It is done. It is so. It is finished. My vision has been sent, and it is returning to me multiplied. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Believe first, visualize second. Live as one who has already received. When your energy is congruent with your vision, your outer reality begins to obey the decrees your soul whispered in silence. Because the universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to expectation, to alignment, to identity. The world outside you is not the source. It's the mirror. So what would happen if for 21 days you woke up each day and saw not what is, but what is becoming, not what's missing, but what's already on its way? What if you treated your imagination not as a fantasy, but as a prophecy? Because when you see it here, and you feel it here, it will appear out there. You become what you consume. Nourish your mind like your soul. You cannot carry sacred thoughts while feeding your mind with garbage. Your mind is not just a processor of ideas. It's an atmosphere. It absorbs, it records, it multiplies. Just like the body needs nourishing food, your mind needs intentional nourishment. Every word you hear, every image you see, every voice you allow in, enters your inner temple. And once it's in, it begins shaping how you feel, how you see the world, and how you show up in it. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. 1 Corinthians 10:23. We live in the age of overstimulation. 1,000 voices calling for your attention. The problem isn't that you consume too much. It's that you consume without devotion. You scroll, click, listen, react, without filtering. And the more noise you let in, the more your spirit begins to whisper. Then fade, then sleep. But your soul wasn't meant to live asleep. Your subconscious has no security system. It doesn't ask, is this helpful or harmful? It just receives, and what you consume consistently becomes what you expect, believe, and eventually live. Jim Rohn said it best. Successful people have libraries. Average people have bigger TVs. Social media can be a tool or a trap. Music can elevate you or deplete you. News can inform you or program fear into you. So ask yourself every single day, what am I allowing into my sacred mental temple? Because your subconscious doesn't care if something is fiction. If you watch it, it becomes familiar. And if it becomes familiar, it becomes reality. That's why people who constantly feed on drama, violence, gossip, and emptiness often find themselves anxious, reactive, tired, and disconnected. Not because the world is evil, but because their inner world is under attack. If you want higher thoughts, you need higher content, as simple and as powerful as that. So here's the practice. Read 10 pages every day of something that nourishes your spirit and expands your mind. Listen to 20 minutes of audio that uplifts you while driving, cooking, walking, or cleaning. Transform dead time into sacred time. Curate your digital altar. Fill your feeds with content that elevates you. Eliminate what drains your soul or steals your peace. Write down one idea each day that touched your heart and meditate on it. Let that seed grow into wisdom. Return it as teaching. Protect the first and last words you hear each day. Don't open the day with news. Don't close it with complaints. Begin and end your day with truth, gratitude, and affirmation. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. Today, you can decide to feed your mind like your soul, because in the end, they are one and the same. Your environment is spiritual oxygen. Protect your atmosphere. Your soul cannot thrive in toxic air. Your dreams cannot grow in contaminated soil. You may have the highest intentions, the clearest vision, the deepest faith, but if your environment drains you, if your surroundings pull you back into smallness, your spirit begins to wither. Your atmosphere is more powerful than your willpower. You can want to fly, but if you're surrounded by mental cages, you'll start to believe that flying is impossible. He who walks with the wise becomes wise. Proverbs 13:20. Bob Proctor taught this truth for decades. Your results are a direct reflection of the people and energy you keep close. If you constantly breathe in doubt, criticism, laziness, gossip, or fear, don't be surprised if your fire starts to dim. Sometimes, it's not that your vision is wrong. It's that your circle is too small. Not everyone around you is meant to walk with you, and not everyone who loves you understands your path. Let this sink in. Some connections are comforting, but not empowering. Some relationships are familiar, but not aligned. Some people cheer for you in private, but question you in public. That's why choosing your environment is not a detail. It's a key to destiny. A wise man once told his disciple, "The soul is like a burning coal. When surrounded by other burning coals, it stays alive, but when isolated, it slowly cools and dies." So today, reflect honestly. Make a list of the people closest to you. Next to each name, write: do they uplift me or drain me? Do they inspire me or limit me? Do they reflect my purpose or my past? Then choose to be intentional. Seek out new circles, spiritual communities, growth-minded spaces, people who speak the language of your destiny. Declare this each morning: I am surrounded by people who believe in me. My circle reflects the greatness within me. I am magnetically drawn to those aligned with my calling. Surround yourself with people who remind you who you are when you forget, who challenge you when you get comfortable, who inspire you when your light flickers. Because your environment is not neutral. It's either fueling your fire or extinguishing it. Daily growth is sacred practice. Train for the life you're meant to live. Your future is not a mystery. It is a structure, built daily, brick by brick, with your decisions, your habits, and your focus. Your purpose is already written, but you'll only read it if you learn to speak the language of growth. Knowledge doesn't change your life. Daily practice of that knowledge does. Every time you choose to learn, your soul expands. Every time you delay your growth, your greatness falls asleep. You don't need more motivation. You need more formation, not another 30-second video. You need depth. You need devotion. You need structure for your spirit. Napoleon Hill said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24. You see, every new level of consciousness requires a new mental structure to sustain it. You can't build an abundant life with a weak mind. You can't walk in a divine calling with a routine designed by fear. There are versions of you that you've never met. Versions full of clarity, peace, power, and wisdom. But those versions only reveal themselves to the one who trains to receive them. A parable. A man received divine blueprints for a great tower, but instead of studying and building them, he placed them on a shelf and built a cabin instead. He lived in that small cabin for years, forgetting the vision he had been shown. The plans didn't disappear, he just never used them, and so his destiny never came to life. Your life already has a divine blueprint, but growth is the hammer. Discipline is the nail. Repetition is the foundation. Without action, the plan stays paper. So here is your spiritual training plan. Read at least 10 minutes a day from a book that awakens your spirit. Listen to transformative podcasts or teachings while driving, walking, or working. Turn your car into a mobile university. Write down one idea each day, not just to remember it, but to live it. Ask yourself powerful questions. What did I learn today that brought me closer to my purpose? What truth challenged me? Where am I still repeating old cycles? This is not just about gaining knowledge. It's about becoming someone new through it. Brian Tracy said, Your future depends on what you do today, not tomorrow. So let your daily growth be your prayer. Let it be your offering to the life you've been called to live. Let it be a message to God and the universe. I am ready for more because I am multiplying what I've been given. Your destiny is waiting. In the chapter you haven't read yet, in the idea you haven't integrated, in the version of yourself that has already begun to awaken. Honor your body, the altar of your purpose. Your body is not a prison. It's not a burden. It's not just flesh and function. Your body is a channel, a sacred instrument, the physical altar from which your soul expresses itself in the world. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit? 1 Corinthians 6:19. You cannot live a spiritually elevated life inside a body that is constantly neglected, overstimulated, or numbed. Your body holds your energy. It carries your purpose. It is the divine vehicle through which your mission is fulfilled, and when you honor it, you raise your vibration, you sharpen your intuition, you strengthen your connection with the divine. Brian Tracy said, "Self-discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, and that includes discipline with your physical self. A foggy, tired, or toxic body dims your mental clarity, weakens your spiritual signal, and makes it harder to hear the whisper of your higher self." A parable. A pilgrim arrived at a city seeking spiritual refuge. He found a beautiful temple, but it was broken, abandoned, overgrown with weeds. When he asked the locals what had happened, they said, "This temple was built with love, but it was never cared for." The pilgrim wept because he realized that temple was like his own body. So here's your practice of sacred physical care. Move your body at least 30 minutes each day, not for aesthetics, for energy. Dance, walk, stretch, do yoga, breathe with intention. Not to look good, but to feel aligned, to move your emotions, to expand your frequency. Eat consciously. Don't eat to fill emptiness. Eat to nourish your spirit. Choose foods that are alive, vibrant, and aligned with your purpose. Rest deeply. Sleep is divine medicine. Do not steal hours from your rest. You're not just stealing time, you're stealing connection. Your healing, your clarity, your resilience are restored in sacred sleep. Thank your body. Speak to it with kindness. Bless each part, each cell, each organ. Lay your hands on your heart and say, "Thank you for carrying me. Thank you for being the vessel of my soul." So glorify God in your body. 1 Corinthians 6:20. Your body is your mission partner. Love it, protect it, honor it, and when you do, you will walk with more light, more power, and more spiritual precision. Expectation is a prophecy. Walk by faith, not by sight. You don't attract what you want with desperation. You attract what you expect with conviction. Expectation is not passive. It's not wishful thinking. It's a spiritual command, a frequency that the universe recognizes, responds to, and mirrors. Every day, you are prophesying your future with your thoughts, your emotions, your posture, your tone. If you wake up expecting resistance, betrayal, scarcity, or disappointment, you are unknowingly shaping your field to receive just that. According to your faith, let it be done to you. Matthew 9:29. Wayne Dyer said, "You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are and what you expect." Expectation is the soil from which reality grows. A parable. There was a man who planted seeds every day. Some laughed at him. "Why do you plant so much when the sky is still cloudy?" they asked. He smiled and replied, "Because I know the sun will return, and when it does, I'll be ready." This is the posture of faith. It doesn't depend on the weather, it depends on the vision of what's coming. If you expect the best, you'll move like someone who deserves it. You'll speak like someone who already holds it. You'll choose like someone who's already there. And that alignment, that congruence between your heart, your words, and your actions, that's what produces miracles. Miracles that don't scream. They unfold silently, beautifully, powerfully. So here's your practice of expectation. Every morning declare, "Today I expect love. I expect clarity. I expect growth. I expect unexpected miracles." Act like someone who already received it. Walk, speak, and decide from that inner state of knowing. Not just hoping, knowing. At the end of your day, write down 3 signs of blessing. Anchor your gratitude in what is dash as a confirmation of what's coming. Because gratitude is your spiritual receipt. It's how you say, "I already received it, and I'm ready for more." Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Your expectation is your prophecy, and your prophecy creates your atmosphere. Don't expect less to avoid disappointment. Expect more, because God already designed it for you. Live as one who has received. Believe as one who has already seen. Wait as one who fully trusts. Because the future isn't far. It's already responding to your faith. The final invitation? This is not theory, it's activation. These 7 steps are not just ideas. They are tools. They are keys. They are a map. And if you walk them for 21 days with full intention, your inner world will shift. Your mind will rewire. Your body will vibrate differently. And your spirit will rise into alignment with purpose. This challenge is not about fixing something broken. It's about awakening what's already whole. Do this not out of curiosity, but out of commitment. Not because something is missing, but because you are already full of everything you need. And now, it's time to activate it. You were not sent to this world to repeat the past. You were born to reprogram your mind, elevate your frequency, walk with God, and manifest heaven through your life. You are the signal. You are the vessel. You are the revolution. Let the next 21 days be your inner rebirth. Rise and transform.